All right, YouTube, it is a freezing cold, rainy day in northern Utah. I'm very close to the Idaho border. It's been raining since last night. We had a hailstorm. It was pretty miserable last night, and it's frankly, it's kind of miserable today too. I've been sitting around waiting for this rain to break, and it just has never broken. And I can't wait any longer. I'm getting impatient. If I look way over there, which would be west, I could see a little bit of a sky kind of peeking through. So I think we are at the tail end of this weather. What I'm doing today is going to Hogup Cave. Hogup Cave. It's been a cave I've been wanting to get to. Never had a chance to get to it. I don't even know exactly where it's at. If you look on Wikipedia, it's going to show you a location of Hogup Cave, and I know for a fact that location is incorrect. There are some other videos out on YouTube of people that have visited it, and it's one of those places that you visit with the understanding that you're not supposed to say where it's at if you find it, because technically, I believe, the cave is on private land, but the owners of that land allow people to visit it because it has some archaeological significance. So if I do find it, I'm not going to say where it's at, but I'm going to show you the general direction. I mean, it's called Hogup Cave, so it is part of the Hogup Mountains, which are, man, you can't even see them. There's so much fog and clouds and everything. Those mountains right across here are basically the Hogup Mountains that go for about 30 miles south. Don't quote me on that figure. It's like 20 or 30 miles south. That tall one right there, that is called Tangent Peak. I made a video walking up to the top of that a couple years back. We're going to kind of go to the left of that, which would be east of Tangent Peak, through that sort of a valley that you may or may not be able to see. And I did some scouting around on Google Earth, and I think I found the location of Hogup Cave just by satellite images. If I'm correct, it's about 20 miles south that direction. So, like I said, I'm not going to show you where it's at, but I am going to record myself driving so you can kind of see what these roads look like. And there's no street signs out here, so it's not like you're going to know anything anyways unless you are familiar with this area. I am absolutely freezing. I'm going to have to put on a warmer jacket for this, and I'm looking forward to being in my heated seats of my Nissan Titan. I can't even speak, I'm so darn cold. It's only like 45 or 50 degrees. It's not like freezing literally temperature, but this rain is just making it so much colder. So you don't need to look at me throughout all this. Let's cut to some footage of me driving, and then hopefully if I find the cave, you'll get to see me there at the cave. We'll find out. See you in a bit. So we've gone about 7 miles so far, and I'm at a part of this road where I got to go in a four-wheel drive. It made me think, like, why am I even making this video if I'm not going to show you where this cave is located? I think it's mainly just because by me, if I find it, if I'm correct in what I think I found on Google Earth, then that could tell you that you could find it too. That it's not impossible to find. There's a little bit of like not like lore about this cave. There's a I think it's called Lakeside Cave. That's down around the same general area, which is so big you could actually drive your car into the cave. of people know about that one because it's very well marked and very well documented. But because there's another one that's kind of nearby that, in the same general area, this Hogup Cave has a little bit of mystique about it. So I'm making this video to kind of show if I could find it, without me telling you where it's at, without me giving you the coordinates to get to it, that you should be able to find it as well. And it's pretty neat looking from what I've seen with the pictures, not what you find on Wikipedia, because that's incorrect, but what I've seen elsewhere on the internet. It looks pretty cool. Like it's just right up in the side of this cliff, and it's in kind of like the foothills of the mountains. So I may have to walk up a little bit to get to it, but I should at least be able to see it from the vehicle, if I'm correct. So that's that. I want to give you an update. We've got another 12 miles to go to get to my coordinates. So I will check in with you later. Okay, so I am about 2 miles away from the coordinates that I think are the right coordinates for this place. I wanted to mention too, I said a moment ago I was in 4-wheel drive. You probably, I mean, anywhere out here, this is Box Elder County, Utah. It's a huge county. It's a massive county. And almost all of these rural roads are fairly level. And they're, honestly, all things considered, they're usually in pretty good shape. You wouldn't really need 4-wheel drive to come out here. There's a couple spots that are rutted, and I'm not even just talking on this route that I'm taking. There's a variety of ways to get to the coordinates that I think I'm getting to. In fact, what I told you at the beginning of the video, that we were going to go through that pass that was, you know, to the left, to the east of Tangent Peak. Well, that was wrong also, because I put in the coordinates into my GPS and it's taking me this way instead, which is actually a little bit faster. And this road is probably going to be a safer road to travel on in the rain anyways. The only reason I'm in 4-wheel drive is because this mud is just slippery. And most of it's gravel. These are county maintained roads, but there are spots where there is no gravel and you just got the mud, and this mud can have like a lot of alkaline in it. I used to do a lot of jeeping out here and driving on some of the old lake bed, I say old, but like dry lake beds. And I got stuck pretty bad one time in this mud. This mud is just like a real sticky sort of stinky. It smells, this mud out here. So it's just something to be mindful of. If it's not raining, you don't need 4-wheel drive. But I'm going like 25 miles per hour here and just kind of cruising on along. My dog's breath smells pretty bad. You can't smell that, and you're lucky for it. We were sitting in the camper all day today because it's been raining since that hailstorm last night. It pretty much hasn't stopped raining. It's drizzling now. It's getting better, but he's been sitting in that camper all morning, just working on his breath. His whole mouth has just been fermenting for the last 6 hours. So he's kind of unleashing it on me here at the moment right now. But I'm looking over here, and I think I'm getting a sense from what I saw on Google Earth. See, right here it's very slippery. You can't tell because of what you're looking at, but I'm on a really slick spot. I'm kind of crabbing a little bit in the truck. But anyways, I'm getting pretty close now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording, and then I'll check in with you in a moment. All right, so I'm out of the hyperlapse mode, just normal filming here. I do believe I am on the right track. I believe I saw the cave from that road that I was on the last time that I checked in with you. And I found a side road. Now this road here is pretty rough. So this road here you might need 4-wheel drive. The spot you're looking at the moment is not so bad, but getting to this spot was a little bit rutted out. It'd be possible to get high centered, I guess, if you have a lower clearance vehicle of some sort. And there was no signs that said private property or anything like that. No trespassing, nothing like that whatsoever. So I'm not doing anything wrong by going here, I'll tell you that much. As far as if this is the right place, though, that could be a whole other thing. This might just be some other county road that isn't marked on the map, you know. It doesn't have a name. You can see this road on the map, but it doesn't have a name when you look at it. So I don't really know. But I've got a hunch. I got a hunch that we're on the right track here. feel 98% sure that we're on the right track. There's an opening up ahead here. Oh man, I see it already. I don't know if you see it. No, you can't see it. I'm looking at the viewer of the camera. You can't see it, but I can see it. Holy crap, this is pretty darn cool. This is about as cool of a thing as I could imagine seeing. I think you might be able to see it now, I'm not sure. But it's directly in front. And it is big. It's bigger than I thought. Holy moly. Yep, that is it. That is Hogup Cave. This is a pretty steep incline I'm going up right now too. So again, coming back to that topic of four-wheel drive, I wouldn't want to take a two-wheel drive normal SUV up here. You know, you want something with some clearance, some all-terrain tires, and at least all-wheel drive, if not straight up four-wheel drive. This part up here is pretty steep. Oh man, I don't want to get stuck here. Oy, oy, oy. I don't know about this. Come on, Nissan Titan. Come on, Nissan Titan. Okay, I'm out of my league. I can tell you right now. I would ruin my truck going up there. So let me. Holy crap! If I had my Jeep in days. Oh man, I miss my Jeep so much. I'm backing up in case you wonder what's going on here. I just got to back up safely because that was a pretty steep thing I just did. And I'll show you once I switch to the other camera, you'll see why I didn't continue on this road. I should have stopped and got out and looked. Yeah, I had a Jeep TJ, 2000 TJ. That thing would go anywhere. I think that was the last true Jeep, was the TJ. And this Nissan Titan is great, but it's long and it's heavy. And I am about 2,200 miles from home right now. Utah is kind of like my home away from home though, if that means anything. Let me see if I can just turn around so I can get out of here easily enough. I know, parking sensors, all that kind of stuff is freaking out. Yes, 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 we know. We know. Okay. I know, there's all kind of stuff. I'm driving over things. What do you want? It's just bushes and rocks. All right, let me go up there and I'll show you what we're talking about. I'm excited. I shouldn't be this giddy for something like this, but I guess I am. And look straight ahead, man. That is beautiful. That is, well, somewhere out there's the loose end cutoff, because we're way down towards the causeway that spans the Great Salt Lake. So what you're seeing, that white line way out there, if you're seeing it, that is a bit of the Great Salt Lake. Anyways. All right, so that's where I turned around. I parked down there, came up here, just fine, no issues. This is where it got a little bit sketchy, but I kept going. None of this stuff ever looks as treacherous as it is in real life, but that's like, I don't know, a foot one, a foot two. Kept going up here. I'm okay, that's all right. I can handle this. Right here, this is a bit off kilter. But right up here is where I decided to call it to quits, because this here is a foot. I got like 9 or 10 inches of ground clearance, I think. I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, maybe I could have made it, but I didn't want to. Here's my foot compared to that. I didn't want this rock hitting my underside of my truck at all. I got skid plates and all that, but the whole bed of that truck is loaded up with camping gear. And I'm too far away from home to take a chance. And then on top of that, there's no recovery service out here. I'm about 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours from a gas station at this point. So forget about it. Now all the rest of this, once I would have got up over that hump, the rest of this is easy. But look up there, do you see it? That almost looks man-made. But I am told from what I read online that is not a man-made cave. That thing looks carved. Let's get up closer. This is exciting for me. I like caves. I always have liked caves. This is one of my favorite parts of the country that I'm in right now. And it's exciting because I used to live in Utah full time for 6 years. And I've been all around here. Everything you see behind me, I've pretty much been to all the things you see behind me, except where you're going to see behind me now, because I've never been here before. And it's like one of those things in an area that I've traveled a lot, I spent a fair amount of time in, and it's a part of the state that I've always adored. And yet there was this one cave that I never had a chance to see. So I'm also excited because I started researching more seriously about this way back in March or April, I think it was, of this year. And it's October something, 4, 5, I think, I don't know. And so I've just been like going over all the satellite images and seeing what kind of scraps of information I could find online and this, that, and the other. And the fact that I figured it out, I'm pretty happy about it. And it's not like it's impossible. You don't have to be any kind of genius to find this. I'm not the first person. I'm not discovering the cave. For crying out loud, there's a road going to it. So certainly I didn't discover it. But on a personal level, it's pretty exciting for me because I did something successful. So it always feels good to do something right, or do something the way you intended at least. This is not a moral quest. It's just I set out to find something and I found it. So that makes me happy. All right, I'm getting out of breath now. This is all uphill. Ricky's getting to sniff all kind of new stuff. We're getting closer. Look at that thing. That's so darn cool. I just realized, you can't even see my truck now, but my flashlight, oh good grief, all my other stuff is back in the truck. I got so excited I jumped out of the truck without grabbing that stuff. Yes, clearly I did not discover Hogup Cave because someone's got a real nice fire ring here, some extra firewood. It's basically got a cleared space, so lots of people have driven up here. One peculiar thing to find way up here though is a rubber glove. Now what in the world is someone doing up here where they need a rubber glove? I don't even want to know. There's a sign over here. Let me see what the sign says. Hogup Cave. Please respect private property. It is illegal to dig, disturb, or remove any items from this site. So yeah, it is apparently private property here, but it doesn't seem like there's an issue with anyone being here. Someone had to shoot the sign. That's one of these weird American trends. I don't know why people in America have to shoot signs out in the country like this, but let me see if I could straighten this thing out. There we go. That's a little bit better. And I think there's a path to the right to go up to the cave. So let's take a walk up there. Ricky thinks he knows, I guess he knows where he's going. He's got a sense for it. He's been in some caves in Tennessee. Caves here are quite a bit different than Tennessee though, I'll tell you that. Wow, it's bigger than I thought. It really is dang cool. Please excuse me being out of breath. It's an embarrassing thing, but I am out of breath. Here's a view from the lookout. Wow. We started about 20 miles from here and didn't see a single other person. So you can just look out here. You can just look out here and see there's nobody forever. It's one of the best parts about being here. One of the reasons I love this part of the state so much is it gets no attention compared to southern Utah. Northern Utah is it's not as majestic as southern Utah. I think anybody could admit that. But at the same time, it has its charm and it has its hidden gems. And I would say Hogup Cave is definitely one of northern Utah's hidden gems. So there's these like pits here. You know, it looks like moguls, you know, like for skiing almost. And I don't know what that's all about, why those are there, why they're formed. There's footprints in here. You can see that. Not recent ones, but I mean, not like from the last day or two. These ledges are all really, really cool. This is the kind of stuff when I was a kid and I would play with the typical children's toys, your Transformers, your G.I. Joes, your Legos and stuff. I would set them all up on, I'd mimic this kind of thing in my backyard with, holy crap, there's an owl right there. Oh, do you see that owl? Let me see if I can zoom in on that guy. What in the world? Look at that owl, he's just sitting there watching me. That nest, I saw the nest from below, but I figured the nest was from like a hawk or an eagle. That's pretty weird. I don't think I've ever seen an owl in a cave before. All right, Mr. Owl, you have not moved for several minutes, so you might not think that I see you, and that's fine. I don't want to even disturb you. You just go about your business, whatever you're doing there, just keep on doing it. See what else we got. I really don't need a flashlight here, come to think of it, because I don't know how far back this thing goes. There's some little pockets of crevices here and there. It might go back pretty far, actually. I'll tell you what, it's warm in here. Usually I go into a cave and I'm cold, but in this circumstance, it's actually warmer here than the outside temperature. I don't know if that goes back anywhere or not. Let me get the light on my phone. This is about as amateur as you could get. Flashlight on the phone inside a cave. No, it does not go back. It's just a little pocket there. A lot of little ledges that look like there's places where there was something nesting, you know, different birds and whatnot. Back here, now this one does go back a little ways, but I don't think it goes much beyond what we could see there. If it does go back, it's, you know, too small to even crawl on your belly. Too small for me to crawl on my belly anyways. You know, some Slim Jim might get back there a little bit further, but not me. That's good enough. I don't need to go back any further than that. I'm satisfied. It's funny how just walking through here, because there's no air back here, the dust from my feet just puts like a cloud in the air, because there's nothing to, the dust just lingers in the air, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Another nice thing about this time of year is you don't have to worry about snakes. Too cold for snakes, so I don't have to freak out about him getting bit. All right, this is pretty darn neat. Hogup Cave. All right, there you have it. That is Hogup Cave in a nutshell. I'm just looking out over the horizon here. This is such a pretty area. Absolutely beautiful. I appreciate you watching this video and coming on this little trip to Hogup Cave with me. Hope to see you in the next one.